Welcome back to the. You just tell me.
Is that an itch?
Welcome back to this hobby of ours. We're going to talk about some watch flirting today, and we got Mrs. G Money's date just with us to start off the conversation. How you doing, G?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing good. A couple topics to cover today. I was accused by this man of watch flirting with a seller on eBay, which is more negotiating strategy, which we'll get into. But he also brought up his debate of the Rolex conundrum for himself and whether or not the date just would fit into his collection. This is his wife's silver DJ, gorgeous piece. But yeah, I kind of don't see it as even though you guys can share watches, adjust the bracelet or whatever. I don't know that I see that particular reference working for you either. No, I never thought about it until you brought it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think definitely a different dial color, but I just don't know.
What about a Thunderbird? You ever see those?
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to articulate what it is. Like the blue dial would obviously, everybody loves the blue dial.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Everybody loves the blue dial, so they're not hard to find. They're just expensive to find.
They are. I think Theo and Harris has one lit right now for $6,500, and I think it's a 1603, which is before the quick set. It's just too much. I'm not going to pay a premium for a dial color on an old piece.
Yeah, no, it's. I think the blue it's very good looking, although that might be a little bit too bold for my taste. I think I like it in that color, but I don't know. I mean, if I'm honest, if I can be real, I'm not blown away as much as I thought I would be
when it came in.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. The Jubilee is it's a great bracelet. This one needs a little bit of help.
Let's show this one. Look at there.
It's not the worst one.
Stretch.
I've
seen worse.
It's not the worst, but
I've seen better.
Yeah, but
$250 solves that.
Yeah.
Get it fixed.
I just don't know.
All right. Well, while he's pondering the relevancy of the date just in his collection, I, as you know, have been chasing an Explorer for some time. Made a nice contact with the boutique rep in Vegas on that trip, so I might have a line on maybe getting one, a modern 36. But when I was at IWJG, I got to try on the 39 millimeter one. And I think I might just hunt one of those. And so I was on eBay. eBay or Chrono? It was eBay. And I found 39 millimeter Mark II dial with the correct, the Mark I dial has short hands from the 36 millimeter prior. Rolex was using the old hands on the Mark I of the 39. It doesn't look right, to me anyway. But the Mark II has the regular size hands. And I found one, the guy was listing it for like $9,100 out of Japan. And I came at him with an offer at $8,000. And he came down pretty quickly to like 83, and then I basically got him down to 81.50, and I made the mistake of telling G that I had, and his first response is, "Wait a minute, you'll pay $8, but you won't pay 81.50?" My answer is correct, I won't. It has a couple issues. It's got a ding on the crystal, which wouldn't bother me if I got it priced in well, and $8,000 is a lot for that watch, period.
I don't think you're priced in at 8 though.
No, it's just too much. But more to the point, I can't buy that watch out of Japan because it's going to be, my local sales tax, it's an extra $500 there, plus probable 300-ish in duty. So I'm right back up to 8,800. I need to, if I'm going to go used, I need to source that watch within the U.S. from a private party, maybe on a forum or something.
That'd be ideal.
and then that way skirt some of those issues. But he brought up a good point. Why am I negotiating with this seller if I'm kind of, would I commit if he came back and agreed to my $8,000? All of a sudden,
you
feel,
asked $8,000. Yeah. Would you have done it if he had said yes?
Probably, but once I didn't figure on the tax and the other stuff.
Yeah.
What I would need to do is I would need to wait until eBay offers that 10% coupon thing they do periodically, and then I would get $500 off because it's the max.
Right.
And then that would offset the duty cost or the tax, basically.
Yeah.
So I was accused of watch flirting, and G Money had me dead to rights. He's correct. I shouldn't have been dancing, but I figured I would take a run at it to see if I could get it, because I see Rolex prices dropping a little. I see watch prices in general coming slightly downwards in certain key models. And so maybe I just need to wait out. I'm not gonna pay more for a used one than I would for a new one, which doesn't make any sense because it's completely different watches. The new one is 36 millimeters with the new movement. The 39 millimeter is sure to keep going up in price because right now, at least, they're not making 39 millimeters. I think 39 millimeters is going to come back for the Explorer range. I think 36 is great, but with all the attention the OPs are getting, they've got the 36 millimeter category covered. They completely reinvigorated the OP line with those colors. Then they eliminated a couple of them, but you can't get those OPs for good prices now. It's pretty funny because the OP used to be the entry level Rolex,
Right.
and they were, I don't want to say cheap as chips, but their entry level pricing, they were always in the store. And now you got to hand it to them with that marketing and the change up of the dial colors. It's amazing. You can't get them now. Even used Air Kings
Yeah.
from the old Air Kings. Well, we saw one yesterday.
Yeah. What do you want? 9?
It was a white dial Air King with a 369 dial. Basically, it looks like a white dial Explorer because of the layout. It was an Air King. It was gorgeous. It's not $8,000 gorgeous. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't think I have the insight to predict market trends or anything, but I just don't see it being sustainable.
Yeah.
I think we'll definitely see a dip, as you pointed out. I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw a general cooling of the,
Like a landslide.
I wouldn't say a landslide, but I think there'll be a cooling. I think vintage pieces, I think that some things will always be commanding a higher price. But the things that are common, things that you can, you can chuck a stone on eBay and hit 2 or 3 date justs. So those kinds of things, if they're so common, are they going to be able to command the price that they are having right now? I think especially if Rolex ever sorts out their supply chain issues, which I don't know what they have going on right now.
I'd love to be in one of those strategy meetings. They've got to be off the rails because they're making as many as they can make, right? And it's just supply versus demand, really. It's never going to meet the demand unless the demand is going to have to change in order for anything else to change, and because supply is, they're incentivized to make as many as they can and keep up the quality. And it's going to be, they're not going to open 3 more factories to make more.
No. Yeah, hard to say. I think a general cooling of I think most hobbies will probably be realized in the end of 2022.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what happens because I can't discern any reasoning for the prices to be generally coming down a little bit. Like, I hunt Omega Speedmaster models, various models, all the time, and I'm noticing like $200 to $300 cheaper on the same listings that are at least a month stale. Like, these watches are sitting on eBay, not getting sold, at the prices that they're listed for, and I don't know if they're fishing, because I like, whenever I list a watch, I go fishing. What I do is I'll have my watches for sale, and I always set the price too high because I want to engage in a conversation with my buyer instead of some just random guy or girl coming along, clicking buy it now, and then they've got no feedback, they're a bad buyer, whatever. So I set my prices way too high, and I make it explicit, send me an offer, right? Open up the conversation. And then once I get to engage in conversation with the potential buyer, I get a feel for who they are. I look at their feedback rating, see how they communicate, are they polite? And then I'll take an offer relative to, whatever I've got into the piece, whether I need to make money on it or if I'm just looking to net out and get out. And so what I'll do is on Fridays, because most lonely guys who buy watches, they spend their Friday nights looking to buy watches. So ask me how I know. Around 3, 4 o'clock on a Friday, I drop my prices for the weekend, and then try to fish, because I will have gained some watchers, and then once I drop that price, eBay does me the favor of emailing them, hey, a watch you're watching just dropped in price, better go get it, and then Monday morning, right back up. And then I do the same thing the next Friday. I call it fishing. So these sellers are probably doing it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. 200 to 300 drop is not that big of a drop, but it can got my attention.
No, I think that's smart, and I also think people should be, rather than just clicking buy, they ought to be really considering, like, what is the market for it, and make an offer. And I mean, imagine there's probably there's no downside to requesting a more reasonable price.
Yeah, I think one of the channels, I'm pretty sure it was Roman Sharf's channel that mentioned, I think someone asked the question, he was doing a Q&A, I think someone asked the question of, how do you handle a lowball offer?
Well, there's making an offer, and then there's lowballing, I think.
True, but he had an interesting perspective. He's not offended by it. He still sees it as opening the door to communication. Now he's doing immense scale, right? So that's got to be getting on someone's nerves if it's happening a lot. But I started subscribing to that mentality. So if someone sends an offer, I'll work with them. If I have wiggle room, I'll play ball. I like getting a discount. Why wouldn't I extend that to someone else?
Right.
It just depends on, what can I do in terms of closing the sale. Versus I like to make, sometimes it can be 10 to 30% profit, even after eBay takes their 10% and the 3% for PayPal or whatever. So watches can be investments if you buy well, because you make your money when you buy the watch, not when you sell it. If you buy low, sell high, there you go. What's the secret? Watches are investments. It can be short-term investments. If you're going for the long haul, that's another story. If you're gonna hold on to a piece for more than 3 years and expect it to go up and up and up, you have to stick to certain blue chip brands and only certain models within those brand lines in order to insulate and semi-guarantee it. But short term, under 3 years, that's what flippers do. And I don't mean people who buy new Rolex and sell it. I mean people who buy used watches and then sell them. And you don't have to have a storefront or be a major dealer to do it, but you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Put in the work. So I've been trying to figure out what DJ might work for. What about a really dark black dial, like obsidian almost?
Yeah, possibly.
Or maybe a diamond bezel. Maybe that's what you need.
I don't
A
know.
little bling bling.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Get you a nice bust down.
No, I don't believe it would be anything with stones. But yeah, a black or a blue maybe. But I don't know. Maybe it's a different model altogether. I still don't actually own a proper Rolex.
Proper Rolex. Yeah, so. I think actually, you've got a Datejust in your family, right? So you can experience it if you want to periodically. But I think I see the Explorer as being the watch for you because of you know, your style, your taste. It's a classic. You're a classic, my brother. Well, bam. I see the Explorer being the watch for you in the Rolex.
Yeah,
space.
I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Explorer 1, I do enjoy that one. We'll see. I don't know. The prices that they're commanding right now, not anytime soon.
Yeah, I know where you can get one for 8150. All right, well, it was good to talk to you, my man. Always a pleasure to be out here, and we'll keep hunting. We'll see if one turns up, my brother.
Right on.
All right, thanks for joining us in this hobby of ours. We'll catch you soon. All right, take care. Peace.